Oversight into municipal spending is particularly relevant now for two reasons. One is that Finance Minister Tito Mboweni announced that a further 20 billion rand would be set aside to help municipalities deal with COVID-19. And secondly, several municipalities have had frequent negative audit reports, which doesn't bode well for spending. Gauteng's permanent delegates to the National Council of Provinces have been visiting problem municipalities to try and find solutions. The ANC's Gauteng Chief Whip, Ambassador Mohammed Dangor, joins us. Good evening and thank you so much for your time, Mr. Dangor. Let's just begin then with some of the areas, in particular in Gauteng, that you were concerned with.
Thank you very much. We are a multi-party delegation that came, and the areas that we looked at in particular were Mfuleni, Sedibeng and Tshwane. The focus areas that we focused upon really was on the municipal audit outcomes, on financial management, on financial controls, on the revenue collection, on municipal debt, on fruitless and wasteful expenditure, the overusage of consultants, conditional grant spending, and the financial recovery plan. And that's the areas we focused upon.
And what did you find?
Well, we found in two areas particularly. Let me deal with the Mfuleni one first. Was that the political instability within the municipality created a platform which does not serve the people as such. And we've suggested, and in the process of suggesting both to the province and to the municipality, that as a multi-party delegation, we depoliticize the issues in Mfuleni to look at the given conditions on the ground, to see how we can, in fact, assist them in trying to resolve their problems. In that, we have three spheres of government. Constitutionally, there are three independent spheres of government, but the NCOP has really the responsibility to ensure that both in province and in government, that we can assist where there seems to be problems. Further, I think what we need to look at there is that the delivery is not happening. The one area that is of major concern in that area is the Vaal River scheme. And the Vaal River scheme supplies water not only to Mfuleni, but also to other provinces, to Johannesburg and others. But it is also the major supply of water to the industrial heartland of South Africa. And if that collapses, we're in serious trouble. Having said that, the army has gone in to assist. But as the mayor of Mfuleni said to us the other day, in a previous visit, Reverend Gift Morani, that unless we prevent this from happening, a curative or a restorative thing doesn't really happen. And the problems really arise from unplanned settlements from Tshwane and Johannesburg, particularly in the last 2 and 3 years, where the effluent has started to flow into the Vaal, and that needs to be controlled. We will have that discussion with the province. The province was involved, and provincial reps were involved in the discussions that we had, so that local authorities can actually look at how they can manage and curb unplanned settlements. And I know that the province in Gauteng is planning on new cities that are non-racial, that are clean, that will have all people in all classes coming into it, and that can be part of the solution to that particular problem. And we're suggesting to them that instead of just going to Section 139 of the Constitution, which is an interventionist thing and which Mboweni is under, that we actually try and assist them in building a system that is functional, that is depoliticized, and that we can actually get services to the people that they deserve.
So Mr. Dangor, just very briefly, when you look at Tshwane, there's a lot that has been said given the political instability of that particular metro. Do you find that this has had a bearing at all on service delivery? Very briefly, please.
Well, we've gone away from Mboweni now with the Tshwane. The committee found the following as well. There were serious misgivings about the delays in relocating the Mamelodi flood victims. 10 months after the floods, the delegation is concerned with the approaching rainy season and that this relocation has not happened yet. The political instability there is in the courts at the moment, and we will go back to Tshwane as soon as the Constitutional Court rules upon the matter that the High Court has just ruled upon regarding political instability. But now, you can't run a city administration through the courts. The courts play a particular role. What we need to do there is persuade people that in the interests of the population that they serve, that they need to come together, look at what is going on, and try to find solutions to those problems in Tshwane as such.
Mohammed Dangor?
But the problems are multifaceted.
Sure.
They're not easy. And I think what we need to look at further is there any local authority in South Africa that in fact is viable without grants from national? If we take the apartheid plan and the apartheid spatial plan, and we're still paying the price for that plan, it created services and funding for services for X amount of people, and most of the people were excluded. After 1994 and after 1996, particularly, all the people living within that catchment area now need services and need to be serviced. But the funding is not there, in fact, to undertake this. So one of the recommendations that the committee will make is that a different form of funding is looked at from national to support municipalities in need. Because my view, after having listened, there isn't in fact one municipality that is self-sustainable.
Mohammed Dangor, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Unfortunately, that's where we're going to have to leave it. Ambassador Mohammed Dangor of the National Council of Provinces.